Trying that again. Got it. Just waiting for Zoom. Okay, it looks like I'm live. Yay. Second go lucky. Didn't work the first time. Just don't panic. It's important not to panic. Let's try again. And we're in. I just got to find myself. Just a moment, please. Welcome. If you're joining me tonight, just make sure everything's working above here. Make sure we've got it. Got it. Okay, good. So, I'm Fiona Fernandez, and I'm a Stampin' Up! Independent demonstrator, among other things. I do have my own wifey handcrafts, which is up behind me there, and I make handmade items. Hi, Lynette. Welcome. So, I'm going to create something. I change it up each week. So, this week I'm using an idea from Stampin' Up!, which is very helpful of them to give me those ideas, or all of us those ideas. Everybody can see those. They're on Instagram, and I think they're on Facebook as well. So I've got a lovely card to put together. I've done some of it, and I might do another one. I'll just see how I go. We'll see what happens. So I like to just, relax on Wednesday nights and craft. Is anybody crafting with me? And we're still in celebration till the end of August, so just keep that in mind. Anything, if you spend $90 or $180 or more, for every $90 you spend, you can choose a free item with $90 on it or $180 on it. And there are some new ones. So I thought I might just, hi Wendy. Lynette's playing with a card idea. Cool. So I might just whack over to my Zoom and just see if I can share my screen with the, let me just have a look. I've got the brochure up on my screen. So they put some new things up for August, which was really great. So I did show some of these last week, and I had the flyer on my table last week. So if you can see this little brochure here, and they've got all these things. So these are already in the catalogue, and you can buy them separately, whereas the things in the brochure, the celebration brochure, you can't buy them separately. You can only get them as a free item. The ones on this, I'm pointing to the wrong screen. The ones on this brochure here, they are in the catalogue. You can purchase them, but they've added them as celebration free items, which is really great because it means you can grab them if you don't have them already. And yeah, so there's different ones. There's 180. So I've got the dots and spots one, this one. Might play with it tonight. We'll see how we go. And I'm going to use this one, the Seashells Embossing Folder. That one there. So Stampin' Up! Did a lovely card with that yesterday, one day, recently. Yeah, I'm going to be using these boxes in my card class soon. Decided I'd use them. They're really cool. They come in a pack of 10 and they're clear on the top. I had one, but it's over there now. I haven't got it on the table. Yeah, so I showed all these in my last week's live. If you want to go back and have a look at that, feel free to do that. Just going to scroll through my comments and see who's commenting. It doesn't always show straight away. All right, so that's those ones. That's my little QR code if you want to use your phone to photograph that, or you know what I mean, aim it at it. It goes to my store. So alrighty, stop my share. So that's the celebration, and yeah, like I said, some of those things, like this one here, is in the annual catalogue, and some of them in the mini catalogue as well. So that's pretty cool. So we'll get straight into the card making, I think, tonight. Now, I've had my booster today, so I'm a little bit tired. I feel fine otherwise, so that's really good. But this afternoon, thought I better go and do that. And keep safe. Hopefully we'll all keep safe. Put them on the floor. So I'll just flick screens and spotlight my desk. So let me know if you have any problems seeing anything. I think I've got it in the right spot there. Looks like I have. Good. Oh, hi, Di. Welcome. We're just playing as usual. I know what I was going to do. I was going to show you the other things. I'll show you the card first. You know, we'll share screen again for a second. See if I can find it anyway. I had it open, but I'm not sure if I can see it now. I might have to find a different screen. I'll just go and make it a separate screen all by itself. Sometimes it's better that way. All right, and now I'll try that. Show you the card. There it is. Is that giving it to me? No. For some reason it's doing weird things. Okay, let's try that. It's this one. This one. Here we go. Let's try this. Can you see that one? Is it still sharing the other screen? I'm hoping it's sharing the right screen. Hang on, let's get rid of this thing out of the way so I can see what's happening. Right, okay, so this is from Stampin' Up! Official, and this is a card that they shared. What day was it? Yeah, it was today, I think. So pretty. And I went, oh, I even commented in there somewhere and said, oh, I've got to try that. So I'm going to give that a go. Had a bit of a play to try a few different things. So we'll see how we go, shall we? So if you want to look them up and like them, that's Stampin' Up! Official is the name. That's on Instagram. Okay, let's stop that sharing. Put that back down the bottom and come back to my page. Oh, good, you can see the card. Good. Did you like it? Do you think that's a lovely card? I do. I thought it was so lovely. I've had a play. I'll show you what I've done. I'll try and do some of it tonight. So I just, I am winging it. I don't know really what they did. I'm just guessing. They did say a little bit of what they did to get the effects. And I didn't get it quite as much as they did. But, you just got to try it for yourself. So this is the embossing folder. Looks so lovely, doesn't it? Let me try another light over here. See how we go. I don't know if that helps or not, or if that makes it worse. I don't think it helps. I'll put one of the light on. And that one on tonight. Gives that little extra piece of light. Now, is the camera close enough to the table for you all? You can go a bit closer if you need me to. That's what the embossing folder looks like. It's so gorgeous. So this has been out for a while, and it used to be a whole collection when it first came out. And there are dies and stamps to go with it. So here are the dies, Seashells dies. They look like that, and they have a big one in there. Cut out the whole thing. So I showed you a card last week that has the whole piece on it. Die cut and emboss. So you die cut it first and then stick it onto your embossing folder. So it's not a hybrid embossing folder like some of the new ones. It's just an embossing folder. There's a lot of stamps in there. There's 23 stamps in this. So that's a really good buy, that one. And you just buy them separately. I've used a little for you like they did, but of course I've improvised a little on my pieces. When I ran this through the die cut machine to cut the edges, it got a bit of a mark on it. My plate must have had a little bit of something on it. It could have even been from the ink. So I've just used a dauber over the top of it to give it a bit of extra colour to try and hide that a little. I've cut out a starry sky. I'm not sure what I'm doing yet. And I've also got out the piece. So I'll show you what I did. This is a piece I made a few weeks ago in my live Pretty sure it was live. I have to look up which one it was. Anyone remember what week that was? I can go back and have a look. So this was using the watercolor technique on your, I think we did it on foil or on it, or you can do it on your stamp block as well. You put the colors on and then spray it with water and put your paper on. So this one was actually on the shimmery cardstock, and I thought that would even look nice. So I've cut that one as well. They've used the dies. Those dies, the dies that are, hang on, they're just on my desk somewhere. They were on my desk. They're not far away. They're called rectangles we've used. So I've used that on this one. And this was my first attempt. And this was on the thick cardstock. So I don't feel like that worked as well. So this is using the blends. So on Stampin' Up's page, they had a little note on their card to say what they did. And they used blends to do the lines. And then they splattered it with a bit of the alcohol, icicle alcohol. So I tried doing that. Now, it didn't work quite as well, like I said, on the thick one. I've used the normal cardboard and it seemed to soak in better, so that looked better. But I also, after I'd finished it, I was trying a little bit more alcohol and I spilt it. So that's where we got all these lines. And I went, okay, we'll use that for something else where we're covering it up a bit more. I'll leave that one there. And then I tried another one. I'll do another one of those in a minute. And then I've just coloured in the bits and pieces. I might use these die cuts tonight, but this is where it's really good to keep your, hi Athena, keep your little offcuts of things. So I'll show you what I use to do those, because you don't need to cut, unless you're going to use the whole piece for something, but I just keep them in here like this. And I've just used a piece like this. What that's all for. See? And then that little piece, I could just put that piece of the die onto that piece and it cut it out. So if you're ever cutting out stuff like this, you know, it's up to you, but I don't throw it away, because even a little piece like that, you can get a little leaf out of it rather than throwing it in the bin. So I just put all those bits underneath there and keep them in the bottom, and then I keep the cool stuff on top. So I have cut out a couple of other pieces like that as well. I tried to study their picture and see what other pieces they used. I couldn't work out exactly what shell or how they'd done their shell, so I'm just using this one. So that was some ideas. There we go. And so I've got the white card as well. I might put the two of them together. I'll see. I really love this. I've been waiting to use this on something, so we might do it tonight. Isn't that lovely? So I've just done the cardstock. That was just basic white cardstock. And I've just cut that one to the 10 by the 14.45. Is that 3.5? And I used the thick white cardstock for the card base. Just cut that over here. I really cut it the wrong way. Oops, it is. And there we go. Okay. Off. Make another piece like that. And then we'll just put it in here. I'll just sort of center it in there as much as possible on the design. It's a little bit crooked. It doesn't really matter with that design. Right, there we go. Rather than moving it, I'll just back over here. I can, because I'm in my Zoom, I can swap my spotlights and say hi. I'll just come over here and do it over here. Okay. So you put that in with the folder, the join up into the machine. Oh, I've got the extra plate. Hang on. Because it's a thick one, the 3D, you've got to take up the thin one. Take up just have the two. Up. I'll just flip back over. We've got another one, so that's how. So this one is free if you spend $90, which is great. I think it's great. Find my PDF. Double check that. Just double check that for you. Don't tell you the wrong thing. Yeah, that's a free on the $90. If you spend $90, you can get this one for free. And then we've got two of those. So I'll put that one there. And I'll just make another one of these to show you how I did it. But it has to dry, so I'll probably just make one up and then we'll use this one in a minute. I keep a little plastic box like this. Now I do need to cut the card first. And I did that to fit the die. You're welcome. You're just duplicating this card that I saw on Stampin' Up Official. So I'm just going to put one there. I'm going to trim that off first so that I'm not putting the whole piece of card through my machine. Because my plates are a bit, hard. I did clean this plate a bit earlier, but it is still quite marked. It's mostly okay, but occasionally it will mark something if you put it through, and I don't like to put excess card through. I'm just going to cut that off. Line it up like that and go, don't want too much over. So and then when you're putting it on your plate, I'm not going to bring the machine over again, put it through so that it's, don't put it through straight like that. Angle it a little bit so that it doesn't, it just goes through better. I need a foot pedal to change camera, don't I? It wasn't too loud a bang either, because it was on that angle. And we've got one of those. And actually, while we're doing that, we might do this other piece as well. So the little for you. Now, there's a little trick you can do when you're cutting with dies that are all the same, but with this one it's a little bit trickier because it's not the same all the way around. It's ragged. It's, what do you call it, deckled. So it's not going to work the same way, but it still was okay, and I just trimmed it with the scissors a bit. So let me find my little piece of cardboard left. Somewhere around here. In my bag. Let's see if we can do a clean one this time. So that'll fit on there. So what you do, actually I probably do need this. I will bring it over. Hang on. Easier, in case you haven't seen this before. It's better to do it on the table. So what you do is you line up part of it. Put the other plate through. That's how I do it anyway. Everybody's different, but as long as you line the plates up. I'm not going to cut the whole thing. I'm going to cut part of it. I'm going to line it up to there. There, she says. To there. So the plate finishes there. Put that through. Hold it there with you. And then once it stops, do that the other side. Bring it back and see how it's only cut that much of it. Then you go back. Now this, like I said, it's not going to line up the same as it would if it was a straight edge, but I didn't worry about it. I just did it anyway. And you can sort of feel the groove. Usually it just sits in the groove really nicely, but I'm just going to line it up as best I can. And if it's a little bit off, I'm not worried because I'll just trim it with my scissors. And snips. Are you crafting tonight, Dimity? Just relaxing. Good if it did line up, wouldn't it? It doesn't. Okay. So then I'll go in as far as I can. I'm going to push that side through. If this is a straight edge, I'm not going to keep going. It stopped just because I'm trying to show you. Of course, if it cut it anyway. Okay, that's what it did before. It got a little bit stuck. So if it's a straight edge, it does go through really nicely. But I've got a bit of an indent there, so that's okay with me. I'll just fiddle with it like this. And if you don't have the dies for this, you know, you could actually even just do this with your scissors and cut it around. They're beautiful dies out of them. I used to have scissors that cut edges like this. It's really lovely having the dies because you just do one little cut most of the time. And there's so many different sizes in the packet. Okay. Look at that. So that's how I do that little piece. And I did it okay that time, didn't you? Because I cleaned the plate. Get busy sometimes, don't we? And we forget to clean our plates. Right, let's try this thing now. So that's going to be our little bit there. We'll keep that piece because we'll do some stamping in a minute. Now I've put a little bit of alcohol into this little tiny thing here. It's my brush, but we've got to use our marker first. TV? Oh, yes, 5 kids, wow. Okay, let's put that over there for a sec. So I've got our dark starry sky and light starry sky, and I've got Tahitian tide. I don't know if you noticed my earrings. And I got some earrings to match. Did you notice? Earrings to match. I like to match what I'm making. Sometimes. Just a bit of fun. Do you know vodka? Oh, no thanks. I don't need any tonight. I've had a booster today, so I'm a little tired. But I'm all right. It's okay. And it's just a really nice way to finish the day doing this. So I used the light Tahitian tide. And I'm just going to go down like this. And look, I haven't used blends a real lot. I'm getting better at it, but just practice and just play. I went to halfway. And then I used my dark one. And then I went back up the other way. Out there. And then I went light, starry sky. Get your fingers out of the way. I kept putting my fingers in the way earlier. Good for your motor skills. and then dark. Now I went dark from the bottom. Oops, cover the bottom one. Doesn't matter. As you can see, I'm just, doing it like that. And then I went back over it with the light one to try and blend that in a bit more there. I even put a bit down here. I just played with it really to try and blend them a bit. Colours. I might even change this one up a little bit. We can. That's all Starry Sky. I might throw a bit of Walk It Away. What do you reckon? A bit of extra something. This is the light one. How's that look? Cover that bit up there, that doesn't matter. And then go over it again with my Tahitian tide. It's looking pretty, isn't it? Alrighty, how are we looking? A bit more of this one. That'll do for our live lens now. Over there. And then grab it. Well, depends what you've got. So on the, let me go back and find on the card that they had. Let me just share that again for a second. Okay, so they've got all these. See the splotchies? They're from doing this. So on their card, let me see if I can change that. Will it work? That's their wash. Just wait for it to catch up. So that's what theirs looks like. That's what mine looks like. And they tell you down the bottom, use brush tips of Stampin' Blends combo packs to create a background wash on basic white cardstock. And then if you go to the next page, I don't know why it looks like that, but anyway, they've got dip a water painter in some isopropyl alcohol and tap the brush to add small drops or touch the tip of the brush directly to the paper to create larger drops. Add drops to the edges of the wash to soften marker brush stroke. Oh, okay, so I didn't do that as much around the edges, but maybe I will this time. Okay, so that's what we're doing, all right? And I didn't use a water brush because I don't have one with, I don't think I've got one with alcohol in it. I think all mine have got water in them. I just used my little paintbrush. I'll show you what I did. Get one of these back out. I've got a little bit of stuff in here still. I've got enough. I just used the end of my brush and went like this. You can tap it like this too, which is quicker. Let's do the edges a bit more today. Right, get my hair out of there. We don't want that, do we? Get a bit of rhythm going. This gives you the smaller ones. Whack it a bit. And it is flying around a bit, so I've got paper towel in here. Let's get that picture out of the way. I can't see my screen. What kind of alcohol am I using? I bought the rubbing alcohol from the chemist. That's all I could get at the time. I think you can get the other one in Bunnings or something like that. I've just put rubbing alcohol on my bottle. So it's only 68% or something like that. I think it works better if it's got a higher percentage. But it's still working okay. Flicking now. Going earlier, it was good fun. Keep on tapping away. It takes a little while to, I mean, it doesn't take too long to dry, and while we do the stamping, it'll dry. This way you get all different size dots. Anyone else done this before? Try and do the edges a bit more. Trying to stagger them a bit so they're not all. It just turns out a bit different too when you flick it on. In there, look. Such a pretty background. I just fell in love with it when I saw it this morning. Well, that's one of the things I'm really enjoying about the Stampin' Up part of it. It's being part of it is, you know, having that support and, you know, oops, today's now something will go stuck over that, so don't worry about that. Is having the inspiration there from Stampin' Up really is good. So some days if I, you know, think, oh, what am I going to do today? Go and look it up. Look up Stampin' Up. Sarah's always doing lives. Sarah's the CEO, Sarah Douglas. Did some from her holiday house the other day using one of her new kits. I shared something about a kit today too. You've probably seen that one. I've shown you that one before. And that one, they actually donate some money to causes. So I really like that idea too. I'll use that one at my next Card and Cuppa on the 20th of August in Piedmont, if you're local. Or even if you're not, you're welcome. You need to let me know though. And best to register through my event under my stampinup.net page. I've got events there and it's in there. So I just take a few people, not too many, and we sit in the cafe and have a cuppa. So a cuppa's included in the price. It's $20. And you've got to buy, you don't got to buy, if you've already got your kit purchased through me, you can bring that. If you're one of my team members, you can buy your own kit. Otherwise, purchase your kit through my online store. I do have some kits already as well. So if you don't have one or you register closer to the date, if there's still spaces available, I can sell you a kit that way. I think that will do. We've got some nice big drops there. I would like another big drop here, but it's getting a bit low. I don't want to spill it on there again. Oh, there we go. Got a nice big one. It is nice learning new things, isn't it? Keeps it fresh. I did my edge a bit different to theirs, but I'm not going to worry. That will do. No, hang on. One more. I just like playing. There we go. My little lid on. I've got these little containers in one of the dollar shops, and they came in a whole packet of little ones, so they're quite handy. Right, so we'll just let that dry. You can use your heat tool to dry it if you need to, but I'm just going to leave it there. Pop it over here on the side there. And let's have a look what we've got. We've got it for you. We'll do a stamp for that. And the stamps. I was thinking with all these dots, you know, that we could use the new dot thing to put something behind there, but I don't know. That was my thought, because we've got all these little dotty bits. I just got that. See, I just unboxed that yesterday. Rightio. Next one will be, I think we'll do that one again. I like that one for you. Very nice. And I just used the Starry Sky for that. Where did I put my Starry Sky? Starry Sky, come back. Oh, I turned it around the wrong way. That's what happened. Little mat out. This is my Stampin' Piece mat. Stamp with these stamps, the photopolymer. Oh, it feels too big. Hang on. Paper. Just that first. Oh no, that's okay. It's a beautiful stamp. Isn't that pretty? Such a lovely font. Just push straight down and then straight back up again. Now, do I need that out? Hang on. Let's keep that out for a minute. I think we'll stamp our other bits too. Let's put that one there. So this one here, the stamps come with on a stamp block already. Here it is. But it comes with a background as well. I didn't do that before. I just left it all white. But look, it's got a background piece. So I'm wondering whether to do that. And last time I cut it out first, but I'm going to stamp it first this time. And then I'll die cut them all out separately. I'm just going to stamp that. Now, I did this one in Night of Navy, so to get it really dark around the edges. Will I do that again? Can't decide. Night of Navy. All right, let's do that again. Out of the seashell pack, yes. It's called Friends Are Like Seashells. Just a bit of ink on your stamp. I'll just do this one up one end. Will it fit? No. Nope. Fit that way. We'll just do it this way. I'll just do it on an angle a bit. Try not to use up all my card. Now, for this one, I might try this other stamp. Turn it off for a second. And down there. Let's just see how this goes. That doesn't look right. Maybe that's not meant for that. I thought it was, but I don't think it is now. I think it's meant for something else, like putting some sand under something like that. And then you put the seashell on the sand. So no, I won't be doing that. I'll do that. I thought it was a shadow. Maybe you could use it for that, but I don't think it'll work for this, for what we're doing. Right, let's put that back on there. The other way to add colour, I used my blender pen. This one of these, and I just coloured it in. The other thing you can do is use your markers around the edge there. I'm going to do it this way. So you can use your blender pen. I just put it on the very corner of my ink pad, and then I just coloured in where I wanted the colour. But this time I'm going to try doing it this way because I like doing this too. So let's get our markers. So we're not using blends, they're alcohol based, we're using the markers because you don't want to put that alcohol on your stamps. Alrighty, and I'm just looking at the stamp and I put colours, I'll just put that one there like that. And I'm going to just add the colour in sort of a little bit here and there. Let's see how I go. And just stamp it like that. Give it a push. How does that go? Oh, yummy. Let's see, I'll cover this up. So that's one way to do it. The other way to get the darker bits around the edges, I sometimes do it with my ink pad and roll my stamp onto it a little bit to get dark colour. But tonight I'll just use the markers. A few different ways you can do it. Yeah, what have I got out? My starry sky. Starry sky. Makes you want to sing, doesn't it? Turn that blue off. You might put a bit more Tahitian on yet. We'll see. We'll just do this first. I just want to go around the edges so that they're a little bit darker. You can sort of, you know, bring it in a little bit like that. Sort of dab it on. Dab, 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 dab. I love doing this stuff so much. I just really chill out there. Right, now I'll just work out where I can't see the other bits on there, so just put a bit up there because you can always add to it. A bit harder to take it away. I haven't got my head in the camera, have I? Sorry if I have. I have to see right over the top of this. There you go, that gives it a darker outline. And I actually put more, what else did I do on there? I'm trying to see what else I did on there. I used Orchid Oasis, I can't remember. I don't think I did, but we might use a bit on there. Give it a bit of extra. Now I'll leave that one on, I'll leave that blue on there. If I put that there so you can see through it. Because then I can see why I already coloured in. I'm just going to come in a little bit more. A bit of extra there. So if you're doing this with a cling stamp, do it on the Stamparatus because then you're stamping in the same spot every time. Oh, I like that. That's nice. But I feel like we need more Tahitian tide. We need that light blue. So that effect is coming because I used the blender pen. So I'll get that back up. Giving me that lighter blue in there. That. And stamp off your chamois, simply chamois. And I'll just get my little blender pen going. I'll use this end again now. I did clean it this afternoon and got all the blue out of it. It's not going to matter. I'm putting blue in it. I just want to show you. See, there's still a bit of blue coming off it, even though when I ran it earlier, it was going clear. If you're going to use it with a different colour, make sure you get all that out. You just keep running it. But because I had a fair bit of blue in it, it kept on running. So I just used my ink pad. So you can either dab it right on the corner like that, or you can put it onto a stamp block, just like this. Just use a bit on the corner like that. And just dab your thing into it. I tend to just put it on the ink pad though. See, it goes a bit darker. A bit more blue happening. So I've already run out. Hang on, let me get rid of that. A bit more there. Hi, Kyria, how are you? We're not quite quilting. Colouring in seashells. Are you doing any quilting? Or stamping? Making a card? Rightio, how are we going? Let me soak. I think I need a little bit more of something else. Hang on. Hang on. Just keep playing with it till you get it how you like it. Will you close those ink pads? What's that one? Starry Sky. No, I think I want a bit more turquoise. Oh, Wendy's doing a stitch card. Oh, combining it, Wendy. Lovely. Thank you, Kyria. Getting ready for bed. Turn in for a few moments. Oh, quick. I better say hi to you for a second. I've got my Zoom on so I can go, hi. How are you going? See my face? There's my blender pen. I'll get back to work. That's it. That's enough of my face. You don't want to see my face. You want to see what I'm doing. It's handy though, isn't it, having that little feature? I almost just did it over the table tonight, and then I thought, oh no, I've gone to all that trouble to get that Zoom thing working. Thank you, Kyria. It's nice to see you too. And then I went to go live, and it didn't work. It was like, you're gonna have to log into your Facebook again. I'm like, what? No, let's just refresh. So I did refresh, and it worked. So that was good. Just want a bit more of this in here. I think I like it deeper colour there. I like the way that other one turned out. So with your other end of your blender pen, it's just got nothing on it. You can blend it a bit more. If I keep using the blue one, it's just going to keep getting bluer and bluer. Flip it back around again. Blend it in again. Oh, Diana's making cards from bits and pieces. Oh, I love that. I've got a lot of bits and pieces I need to do that with. Christmas is coming. I'm going to have to do my Christmas cards soon. We'll have to have a Christmas card night, won't we? Where we can do this. Alrighty. I think I better stop there. Right, so then when you've finished that, let's look at the paper. I'll just rest that for a moment. you just get all your blues out. So let me see. That one's okay. I feel like it needs something else. Maybe it needs Wink of Stella. I think we'll have to Wink of Stella this one. So pretty. I just love them. Kyria, if you're still there, what you do? Oh, you wish you were stamping and doing something creative. Trying to remember where your colours are. Well, I can help you with colours if you need some. I'm creating a card that I saw on the Stampin' Up official page today. I've shown it a couple of times already in my live, so if you want to have a look at that, go back and have a look at it, or just look up Stampin' Up official, and they've got an Instagram page. Right, so see how that's not running blue anymore? That's great. I've finished with that. Over there, and then you can just clean these off if you're finished with them. I'm not sure if I'm finished yet, so I'll just put it there and clean them off with your chamois. Right, so we've got one of those. I'm going to have to cut out, when I cut them out, you can die cut them out, but it doesn't cut the whole thing out. So actually I might just trim them with my scissors because it's on here. The die cut is all one piece and it leaves other pieces on there which you still have to trim off. I mean, you can do it that way. I'm here with my snips. I'll just keep going. Fussy cutting, this is called. Fussy cutting it out. See, the die cut looks like this. So if I was to cut it out with the die, I'd take it over to my machine and just put it around the right way. Cut it like that. But see, you've still got this bit here. You're still going to have to cut it with your scissors. Oh, that's so lovely, Kyria. I know, it's nearly Father's Day. Very nice. Kids will love that. These big kids would love it too. I'm talking about me. You're all welcome to be a big kid with me. All right, just trim that around there like that. I'm missing the end of my shell. What happened there? Oh well, oh well. Not sure what happened to that end. Mustn't have stamped it on there. I'll just trim it off. We can colour that in a bit if we want to, although it looks okay. I didn't tell you, you wouldn't know. Oh, that one there and that one there. And then we want another shell. So I stamped this one in petal pink earlier, but I'm not so sure about that. So I'll try. Oh, what colour will we do this time? Let's see something different. Let's do, oh no, that was Blushing Bride. That was Blushing Bride. I'm going to use petal pink. One round. That's how I stamp. Just going to find my stamp. I'll try it with this one. Be a bit lighter. And then we'll colour it in a bit. The other one, while we're stamping, let's keep stamping, was the little star. And I just stamped him in, I just used the Starry Night for that one. I've got the picture in front of me anymore, so I'm going to have to just work it out. Okay, good night, Furia. Thank you for coming. Oh, so you can join any day. I'm here on Wednesday night. Sometimes really late. I'm doing okay tonight. It's only 9:28. What happened? I didn't talk so much at the beginning. That's what happened. All right, let's put the star away. See? Now I just coloured that one in with a bit of, what did I use on that? Did I use on that? Just a bit of pink something. Yeah, I can't remember. Oh, I think I had my pencils out. That's what happened. Watercolour pencils. This one, Flirty Flamingo. I just coloured that in a little bit around the edges. Like that. And then I used my water painter. Got water in there. I've got water in them. Check if it's wet. If it's not wet, you just push it where it says push. Push. You have to have water in them, of course. And these ones, the Stampin' Up! Ones, you have to undo them the opposite to what you normally think you have to do them. So if you're trying to undo them and it doesn't work, that's why. You turn them the other way. Just blended the colour a little bit like this. To get that little wash look. And then just make sure you run that off. I'll get the paper out again. So it's clear when you're finished. Oh, good night, Lynette. Oh, hi, Amanda. That's okay. If you've got to go. Thanks for coming. Okay, and then the shell, I just coloured in again with a bit of this and that. Both heaps of fancy. Just add some brown ink along here. So this one, that's a darker pink colour, but I'm just going to. Now the other thing you can do is use your blender pen. You can even just get your colour off your pencil like that. Just want to make this a darker line down the edge here. Going with the pencil, I think. And then go back over it with your blender. Smudge it a bit. My blender might be getting a bit dry. Time for some new blender pens. The colour I am using is called Early Espresso. Of course, we've got that in an ink pad as well. If you've got ink instead of pencils, just use that. And I'm going to, so I put dots on the end of my pencils so I know which packet to put them back in. That one's got dots on it. And the other one doesn't, so you don't have to study the packet every single time. I'm just going to use something else. This one. Which raspberry, that'll be different, won't it? Put a bit of a pink tone through it. Just want to get a bit more colour in there. We can't cover a fair bit of that up when we put that on there. It's a bit lighter, isn't it? I didn't stamp it up there. I might have to stamp that one again a bit there. Right, let me just put that out there. I might just get that stamp out again. It didn't turn out dark enough, did it? What colour do we want on there? Okay, I'm going to go onto that side. It's hard to see this colour, how much I've got on there. We'll find out in a minute, won't we? Give it a bit more ink. That's better. Oh, that looks nice. It's a little bit off, but it actually looks like it's popped it out a bit. I didn't quite line that up properly, but it's okay. I like it. And it's highlighted the white. We call this random stamping. I was thinking of calling it Wing It Wednesday because I have chicken wings for dinner. So the star, I had to cut this. Did I cut this? No, the star is cut out. The star has its own die cut. Look, it's really cool. I'll just cut him out though. I can go over and cut him out. He's got his own little die. Mini up here. Not the mini. So when you're using the mini or either of your machines, make sure you're lining up your plates straight down the edge like this. But don't line the ends up perfectly like that. It's best to have them off a little bit. Have the straight sides. Straight. Have it straight. Let's see. Did I get it right? Oh, it's a tiny bit off. Hang on. Move it with my plate. Try that again. And yeah, feel free to use a bit of tape or a sticky note to put it in position. I like to just go whack and hold it down. Are you back again, Amanda? Welcome. I didn't realise you'd left. Okay, right, there we go. So that's that one. And then this one, well, you could die cut it with this, but like I said, you're going to have to cut a lot around anyway. So I'm just going to use that one. And I'll just I think we're nearly done with all our stamping. Get rid of that. I don't think I'll put any more colour on there. I quite like that. I'm just trying to look like a die cut machine, and I'm just going a little bit closer. Now, the other thing you can do with these is you can, I haven't done that yet. I'll show you in a second. I'm going to emboss them. Because of that embossing folder. So the embossing folder is free if you spend $90 at the moment. Don't put it into your shopping cart. Make sure you choose it from the celebration items, because you can actually buy them from the website. Oh, nearly lost that little piece. Might have to cut some more of those, mightn't we? Okay, so when you're doing this, you just got to line it up on your embossing folder. Put it down. If it's not quite right, it takes a little bit of fiddling, but it's worth the fiddle. Right, I think that's okay. I'm just going to go over to the machine. I'm going to flick my camera back, remove the spotlight so you can see what I'm doing. Remember, you need your plate. Take off those ones and that one. You just need your base plate and this one, number 4. Hold it really firmly. That's what it'll show. We'll do the other ones as well while we're doing that. And then we've got an embossed. Oh, where's the camera? Oh. Yeah, how about I leave it on there? Look at that. I know, I'll show you in a minute when I take the camera back off. Right, let's do the other one while we're at it. It makes such a huge difference to how it looks. Get that right? Yep. I'm just doing these one at a time. Another way to do it would be to, well, you need to do them after you've coloured them. Well, I think you do anyway. Oh, no, you don't need to. You could emboss them. You can't stamp them though once they're embossed. So if you don't want to stamp them, you just want to colour them, you can emboss them all together and then cut them out. See which way you do. I'm doing it this way. Line it up. Okay, looks so it's a little bit off. A little tiny bit out. There you go. Oh dear, it makes a difference. Ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? I love embossing. Look at that. Ooh. All 3D. The other one. I mean, they even look good without it embossing them, but I think they look even better with the embossing. It's off. All right. Oh, still off. There we go. Right, we've embossed those. Okay. And I might die cut a couple more bits of vellum for that bit there. Grab out a bit. I'm just going to use some more scraps. I've got a bigger one. I'll just use these corners here. Plates back together. Okay, so we just used this piece here. Let's see if I can fit it on this corner. Not sure if that one's going to fit. Or just, I reckon. Okay, so I'll just trim that off. And I'm going to put it into the machine like that. It's on that panel. I'll just show you that. I've got it there. On that panel there. Okay. I've got that piece there. That'll sit behind something. Those bits into the bin. Pieces not much good anymore. Now we'll find another piece, and we want a couple of these little pieces like this. So that was the bit that was, let me think, this piece here. I think I had to trim that little piece there. I think it fit on this one. Fit that one? No, another one. I have to get another piece. Not quite. Oh, might be big enough. Oh, look at that. And that piece. Look at that. How close is that? I want this piece here. And that piece. How much do we get of that one? Oh, maybe we should go a little bit bigger. Get a bigger piece. It's all right. I'll use the whole piece though. Right. Put that one around there. So that one is going to be quite particular. We want it in exactly that spot. Down like that. And then find the other plate. Right. And then come back out with that one so it comes out the side. And with this one, you just need to trim it a little bit. I mean, some of it's going to be underneath anyway. It'll be under something, but it doesn't really matter. And this one here, I just trimmed the top of that. It looks like part of that piece. Just trim it up a bit. That'll do. So that it looks like part of that. Then we've got one more little piece there. Get rid of those bits. You can probably use that one. And we'll do another one of this one. Around. This way. Put a little bit there. Do that little, we'll just do that little piece there. Make sure it grips the plate. I did earlier and it didn't grip the plate properly before. All right. Don't have that quite straight. Try that again. Just watch out for that handle because it can fling you. I keep just flung me. Okay, that's enough of that screen. Spotlight this again. That one. And then we'll just turn that one off. Trim those little pieces off. Your rubbish in the bin. We're nearly there. We're nearly there. We just got to put it all together. Our pencils away. I think we finished playing with the pencils. Okay. So we don't lose it. No, it can just sit there. Right. So we've got this one. And we've got, just do the ones. I might use this one. This is one I made earlier, if you didn't hear me say that earlier. This one I prepared earlier. Okay, so this is one we did tonight. And that's the one I did this afternoon. So they're very similar. I think I'll put this one together. We've got it for you and for you. Sure, if I might use that one on that one. And then this one's a white card. So we'll just pop that there. That's there. Yeah. That there. That there and that there, that there, that there, that there. Right, let's get some glue. I'm just going to use Tombow. A fair bit on the back of this because it's all embossed. I'm doing it so I've got this shell down the bottom here. Let's see if I'm on camera. Just push that on. Crafting, Amanda, if you're still here. Rid of that little bit of fluff down the edge of my card. I'm just using an emery board that I keep in my craft kit. Do that. Right, now we've got to remember what we're doing, don't we? They had a bow on that thing. Let me just find that screen. Let's screen share for a second so Fiona can remember. Where is it? Where is it? Uh-huh. This is the card. So this is on the Stampin' Up! Official page, Instagram. Ah, see, they've got bling on there too, look. Right, we've got a bow to put there, we've got those to put together there, and that, and that. Okay. So everyone got that? Look how dark that is through the back of that. Oh, I dropped it on the thing. Hang on, let me grab the tissue. All right, okay, it's any contact. All good. Looks like little bubbles. Love it. You could put this up on dimensionals if you wanted to. You want that extra. It's in your piece. I'm not going to. Now, let me just look at this before I stick this down. Shell's going to go over that part. I'm just wondering. Yeah, I think that'll work because then that'll be there. Okay. So this one here is on shimmery. That's on shimmery white, this one. And that was done with the smooshing technique. A few weeks ago I did that. Okay. And then let's just think about these bits for a minute. So that was up behind there. Do one at a time. That was there. You know what I thought this was when I first saw it on the thing? I thought it was an anchor. And then I realised it was part of this. Right, and then that piece goes there. And that piece, I think I'll do that shell that way. I've had it that way before. Oh, can't decide. Which way do we want it? Let's have a look at this one. And that shell that way or that way? Oh. It'll get covered up. That'll get covered up a lot with the bow, won't it? I think I like it that way. Has anyone got a preference to the shell? With the opening to the bottom or the opening to the top? I'll just ask that question for a moment. And then that goes on there. Right. And then all this stuff goes over there. Let's find the string and the ribbon while we're thinking about that. Another one. Open to the bottom. That's what I think. Okay, we're doing it that way. All right, and then they had a bow. Let's see if we can do this. Tie them both together at the same time. Whoops. And I think I have to go a little bit smaller. I've got, that will be that one. Let me reach it. I've got some starry sky. I wonder if I should use that on this one. Thank you, legs. Did I make that too long? Just put that one there for a second. Now my twine's really, really ringlety. I'm just going to get my bone folder and straighten it out a bit. Okay. It's a bit too curly. I don't mind it a little bit curly. I'll do this one, this colour. Don't have any ribbon. The tying skills just changed. I've got that look on my face, like you can't see my face, see? You know, when you stick your lip out and go, oh. It's not working properly for some reason. What have I done to it? It's loose there. Just keep working at it. Back and forward. Okay. Back. Oh dear, that ribbon comes off those things so easily. Falling off. Fix it up after. Okay, so we got all our bits. Let's just put them all together. I might get some glue dots out. Picky pick tool. What else do we want? Rightio. Let's get, I'm trying to pick that one up then. That's on the card. Okay, I got that one, that one. Where's my other one? There we go. This one's going up there, so we can put a glue dot under that one. Hold that in place. That's going there. That's going there. I think that's right. Let me just find that other picture for a second. Ooh, where have I put it? To find my other picture for a minute. Right, oh, what have we got there? Well, that one needs to go under there. The glue dot there. out there. And we should do the other one at the same time so that we get them both happening. It doesn't matter if they're not identical. Oops, it is. Because that's what makes them unique. Bits of vellum everywhere. And I'll put that one about here. We'll go up there, sort of. That's right. I'll put them in the right spot. I think I have. Okay, and then I think I put dimensional under this one. Oops. Top of that one. I won't put one under the bottom. I'll put a mini glue dot under the bottom. I don't think I'm going to need a heap to hold that on, really. I think that's enough. What do you think? Maybe. Maybe one up there. I squashed my glue dot. Did you see that? All right, that goes up about there and off the edge a little tiny bit. One up there. That's enough. And there. There. And there, look. Oh, 2 cards. Okay, and then we'll stick that one there. I think we'll put that up on a enemy. Just see before we take the backs off. Yep. They've got theirs up a little bit higher, about there. But they've used a different, I think they've used a different shell. I'm not sure what shell they used. I couldn't quite work it out. If anyone works that out, let me know. Okay, then we need another little one of those. In there. So I want that in there. Goes up there. Somewhere there. This one looks longer. Not sure why. Might put that one on there. That might work out better. Okay. Oh, that one's down a bit lower. Doesn't matter, does it? No. Now, if you want to shape your starfish, there's a tool. Goes in here. Use your mat. Just run it along the lines of the starfish, like that. And you'll get a bit of a shape in there. I might actually use the bigger one. Get a bit more going in there. To do paper towel. Love doing that. Made some lovely pictures. I've made one with shells actually. Years ago. very time consuming, but it's very rewarding to like this. This is a little bit quicker. That way you get a little bit of shape in your little starfish. See? That comes with your tool. Okay. I'll just put one of these on in the middle. I think we put this the ribbon on last. We put our sentiment on. This is such a beautiful card. I'm so glad I saw it. Oh, here's a different angle. Oh, never mind. That's okay. Right, let's put that there and let's get our. I'm just going to use a glue dot folded over. Yeah, where have they stuck that? Sort of in there. And I'll trim the ends in a minute. So just fold a glue dot over. This one's ribbon. Here it is. Oh no, I've done this one different. This one's sitting down a bit lower. I should put that one up a little bit higher. Above the starfish. Oh, doesn't look quite right there, does it? I'll put this one up higher. Just to be a little bit different. Just really push that into your glue dot. And then we've got some sentiments, and I think they're up on dimensionals. You can cut the edge of your dimensionals off. Cut that in half. I'm making them in the bin. That sits up there a little bit. And then, so I've made this one a little bit smaller. It doesn't really matter. Unless you're happy with it. Don't forget it's celebration at the moment, and that gorgeous planner is still on as the special if you join. I'll put a few posts up about that, and I've got a couple of little videos with information about it as well. Or if you want to see it in a Zoom, I'll show it to you. Okay, we've got bling, 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 bling. Here, I'm going to use the ones that I'm pretty sure this is what they've used. Iridescent. They look like little bubbles, look. Then we'll trim our ribbon. Just using the other end of my take your pick tool. And what have we got? I've got a bling and a bling and a bling. What size? I think we've got 2 sizes. Okay. Oh, my putty came out. Oops, daisies. Let's get that bling back on my thing. Bling on my thing. It's on my finger. Right, let's try that again. One there. Stuck to the card. Oh dear. Get the glue off that one. Let's see if we can get the glue up. I think I've stuck it to the card. Oh, I might have saved it. I think I've saved it. Right, we'll put it on there. Right. If you rough with them, they will come apart. Oh, and put them back together. Right, there we go. Oops. Let's try that again. Slowly, Fiona. Slowly. Right. There. And where else they got one? Oh, they got a few blings. Down here. Aren't they beautiful? They're just gorgeous. Get another one down here. Another one in there. And got another one up there. Let's see where all their blings are. So much easier if you're copying someone else's bling, isn't it? It's not such a challenge. Oh no, I've missed a couple. Hang on. You better really study that card. Wow. Okay, there's a couple more up here. One there. Oh, drop the bling. Oh no. I'll stick it there. That'll do. It's not quite the same spot, but it's close. It's close. Oh, is that all of them? I think that's all of them. I can't see anymore. And if I can, if anyone else can, never mind. Right, let's get that off the table. I'm looking for the lid of that thing. Oh, we're nearly done. Look at that. Now, I'm sorry I didn't use my dots and spots, but you know, it would go well with it, wouldn't it? So I'll have to leave that on the table for tomorrow. And another one. Pieces outside. Here we go. Woo! Wow. I bumped my camera tonight. Yes. Just a little bit. I'm going to straighten that up a bit. Pieces out of the way. Doesn't matter, does it? That's the fun of it all, isn't it? Crafting together. So we didn't trim our ribbon, did we? Thanks, Di. So we trim the ribbon. They haven't trimmed their ribbon. They left it really long. Well, let's leave it. I love long ribbon. So I might just trim that a bit. Let's trim that a little bit. It's a ribbon everywhere. Yummy ribbon. That's it. That was so much fun. Oh, so glad I saw that card. Well, thank you very much for joining me tonight. Let me just put my screens back where they should be so I can see everybody. Thank you, everybody. Oh, thanks, Dimity. Thanks, Tina. They are pretty, aren't they? But they can thank Stampin' Up for that. And I'm going to. I'm going to go back to that post. Guy did it. I'll have to tag them in my post. Cool. I'll just move my spotlight for a minute so say goodbye. Thanks for coming along. And if you want to know anything about all my Stampin' Up world, just send me a message and have a chat. I'd love to help you. And if you want catalogues or anything like that, or just to craft together. So we've got the Abigail Rose online class coming up. So I'm preparing for that this week. I'm still in the planning stages, but I have to get everything cut. So I do like to know by the 8th of August, but I've got a few more days yet before I cut kits, but I need time to get them out to everybody. So if you want to be involved in that, you'll just need a stamp set. You don't have to buy the same stamp set. It's good to have something. Well, it's good to have that one, but if you can't have something similar to work with and be creative with it, and just let me know this week if you want to do that. And you can see that in my events on my website. Okay, so I'll say goodnight. Ciao. To go find my turn off thing. See you all next time. Bye.